See a pay-per-view main card, top 5 opponent. I mean, it feels like a big opportunity. I mean, you're feeling a little bit different energy level, excitement level than a normal fight?
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped, man. Nothing too different than any other, fight. Same nerves, different mindset coming into this week,
Return to 135 pounds, is that a difficult decision or the right one, easy? I mean, what was that discussion like?
I mean, decisions like that are never easy because we were thinking about making a run at 45, but, it kind of went to a halt after my last fight in May. So we got the call for Irene, and we were ecstatic. It wasn't exactly set to where our goals were for this year, but it's still towards a goal, and it's a great fight, and she's a great opponent, and it's a great opportunity, and I'm excited.
How much different is prep for you at bantamweight than up a division?
It's it's different. It's different. I have my nutritionist that comes in 4 or 5 weeks out. It's a set schedule. I run probably over 40 miles a week with training. So it's just a different mindset, and hitting something like that is good. Putting those stressors in your life is good for, not only for an athlete, but for an overall human. I don't believe that you should be in that kind of stress state for a long time, but I think that going through things like that, hardships and stuff that are difficult, it's going to make you a better person. So,
Big opportunity, like we said, in terms of the name value and the spot on the card, but I just wonder if stylistically this is just a fight that appeals to you. It seems like one that you would enjoy.
Yeah. She's got great boxing. She's very elusive, good footwork, and I feel like my last fight in May, I just feel like I've unlocked so many different levels in my game. It's things that have always been there that I've been working on, but I just finally, I just feel like I'm in a state where I'm not thinking about what I'm doing, and I'm just doing it. I'm just fighting, and I can't ask for anything else. I mean, that's what makes it so fun. Is when you've been in this game for a while, and you're starting to come up. You're not thinking. You're just having a good time in there. You're just fighting. So I'm really stoked about that, and I think that she's a perfect opponent for especially how I'm feeling and moving and fighting and thinking. I think it's a perfect matchup.
Nice. Last thing for me, you win here. I'm just curious kind of what you see as the future in terms of the roadmap, because as you said, at 45, it's like you can step in and win a fight and get a title shot, right? Because it's not even much of a division. But, I mean, you win here at 35. I mean, you're right up there at the top as well, right? So you feel like maybe there's a 35 title shot in your future.
Yeah, we're just going to have to figure out whether or not it's 45 or 35. We're in the same position, But, no, it's all good. I mean, I got into this game because I want to fight, and sometimes you got to make hard choices and decisions, and that's just the way it is, and that's the way life is. But I think going forward, I think there are opportunities in both weight classes, and I'm waiting for people to realize that. Like, there's a lot of girls that fight at 35 that could definitely fight at 45. Why don't we go up? Why don't we fight up and down? What's the problem with that? What's the problem with a few of us going up to 45, fighting some girls, coming back down, fighting at 35? I think it'd be fun, and I mean, what's at stake, So I just want to fight as much as I can, and 35 was the best opportunity for me, There's a lot of killers. It's not an easy decision either. I could have went to 45 and just fought a few girls, I'm fighting a lot of people at 35, and it's not an easy decision. But I want to fight, and if fighting up and down will give me that opportunity, then I'd love to do it.
Macy over here. Well said. Irene, she had that pretty nasty bout of COVID, and she even said that when she fought Holly, her just cardio wasn't there because she was still feeling, and she hasn't been active really since that fight. Are you expecting the same fighter we saw from Irene before that, or do you think she just had to probably change a lot in camp?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, because we as fighters are ever changing, So there's little things that can manipulate and turn a small situation to a big situation, and I had COVID a few years back right before I was supposed to fight Sajara, and it like really messed me up, so, and I know it's affecting everyone differently, so I mean there's a possibility that I know some people who still aren't the same, so I mean that is a possibility. But knowing her, I mean her work ethic, from what I hear about people who have trained at her gym and just watching her come up, like she's not a bum. Like, even if she was having issues with COVID, I highly doubt that she's having the same issues now. Like, she's probably done a lot of what she can. So, yeah.
Macy, what do you think might prevent somebody with the whole 35-45, 35-45? It's just the weight cuts are too much, longevity in the sport?
Yeah, what do you think? You're saying, what do you think?
What prevents people from doing that? Because you bring up a good point that it'll make you more active and, you know, financially it's great, but what are the downfalls of that?
I don't know, man. I don't know if it's like a stigma, like for women, you know, 145 pounds. I mean, I know the UFC fans are ruthless when it comes to that shit. Like, you know, a lot of people, and I'm not even gonna just say guys, like a lot of people will just be like, oh, I don't want to see these girls fight, they're too big, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, well, I went to a Dallas Wings game a few weeks ago and watched these women play basketball, and the smallest girl on their team was 170, 5'10", but I couldn't even tell because all the girls on the team are so big and athletic. You know, there's definitely some people that should not be fighting in a certain weight class, right? I mean, athletically, peak performance-wise, I think most of these women could be fighting up and down easily, you know? And I think most of these women look good. I mean, they look like athletes. I don't know why most of us need to be this big to, you know, to fight or to get people to watch. But no, I think most women, when it comes down to it, I think most women in 35 and 45 can perform the same in both weight classes. You know, I think you'll see different styles. You know, when I fight at 45, I'm more anaerobic. When I fight at 35, I have a lot better cardio. You know, because I'm not running 40 miles a week, but I'm still running. So I think it'd be interesting, and I think it'd be cool. And financially, I mean, why wouldn't you want to fight as much as you can, up and down? I mean, women do it all the time, and boxing, and you know, I mean, it's not. I don't know why it's such a stigma, but I think a lot of these girls could benefit on doing it. You know, and probably make their weight cuts to 35 a lot easier too.
Absolutely. And let me circle back to your opponent. Where do you see your advantages against Irene? As far as how you guys match up, which should be a barn burner, by the way.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, she's got great boxing, great movement. And, you know, since my fight in May, I just feel like super complete, you know. I'm wrestling without thinking about wrestling. I'm mixing up. And I'm not going to sit here and call myself a wrestler, but I just feel like I've been mixing up everything so well that it's just opening other avenues for me. And, you know, I mean, there's a possibility that she could definitely catch me with that left hook, right? So I got to be on my toes. I mean, this girl is not to play with. This is, I mean, I think by far this is going to be the most competitive fight that I've had. So I really need to be focused, but I also need to use my intuition and not overthink anything.
Excellent. I look forward to it, and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Hey guys. Cool. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.